what Secrets is all about, and I cannot wait to head along to the theatre to check this out. So I was wondering if you could both tell our listeners a little bit about Secrets and how it came about.
Yeah. Want to go first?
Yeah, okay. Go for it.
So I was working in documentaries. I book television shows, and when I was doing documentaries, I realised Secrets hold a lot of stories and a lot of connectivity for people. Stories that they relate to and stories that connect them. And I thought about how great it would be to hear people's secrets and maybe in a theatrical context and help people feel united with each other and also learn about other humans. So that's where it began, and then I started to write it, and I needed a pal, and Nick is a really talented actor and writer and just sort of creative of himself, so he came on board, and we just went and interviewed a lot of people and asked them they were very, very generous to tell us the thing that they were really ashamed of normally, and some of them are hilarious, and some of them should remain secrets forever apart from on the stage. Because you go, you can't tell someone that. No way, that's fine. And then others are just really, really sad, and they should not be secrets, and they should be talked about, and they should be given air. So that was really the genesis of it, and now we're at the stage of actually putting it on stage. So I'll let Nick talk now.
Yeah, no. So echoing or expanding on what Sans has already said. At a similar time that Sans was already conceptualising what this was going to be. I was a student in her class. I just graduated from a school in Caulfield called 16th Street, and Sans was my self-tape or self-testing teacher, which is a pretty integral part of the auditioning process for an actor. You learn how to self-tape for casting directors for screen tests and mainly for TV commercials and shows and so forth. And anyway, I remember presenting a self-tape to Sans about a guy that I saw on ABC's You Can't Ask That, where I transposed his interview and turned it into a script for myself to be able to reproduce as a character. And it was sort of that coupled with Sans's idea of finding just all of these real people and these real stories to present on stage, to effectively shed the shame that comes with a secret, to give these people some catharsis as well. So we set out to try and find a whole range of different people to, to volunteer anonymously a secret that they have held closely for possibly their entire lives, and for various reasons as to why they've done that. It could be embarrassment, it could be fear, it could be shame. It could be that they've just never felt really comfortable in telling someone because their identity was always attached to it. So this gave a lot of people an opportunity to submit something anonymously, and through those submissions, we were then able to curate this piece of theatre, which has proven to be a real roller coaster of emotions and stories. And that's the most beautiful thing, is that these have been supplied by real people and with really rich backgrounds as to why they have this secret. And a lot of the secrets are interesting in their own right, but to then develop character around that is such a great exploration and exercise for any creative or any actor. So it's really been a really interesting process for both of us.
Definitely. Sancia, you said that people could give you their secrets anonymously. How did you go about finding those people? Was that done through social media, or did you approach people that you knew, or how did that come about?
It was done through social media, but that was probably the weakest part of it. It was actually just reaching out through friends of friends. It was mainly finding interesting people. Probably in the end was where the good stories came from, was sort of, rather than, because everybody's got secrets. So an interesting person will have an interesting, like someone in the show says, if you drive secrets underground, they will manifest in an unusual way. And so I guess the more unusual manifestations are possibly the ones that we chose ahead of the ones that were possibly more prescriptive.
Yep. So Nick, tell us about some of the secrets without giving anything away from the show. Were there some that shocked you, or were there some that you read straight away and you went, "Nah, that one's definitely going into the show"?
So there's definitely all of that. There's a number of secrets that. Firstly, they're kind of in three forms of length. We've sort of got really long-winded monologue style secrets. Some are really sort of at a moderate length, and then some are really short, sharp, rapid fire kind of one sentence admissions. And it's really some of the really brief one sentence secrets often have the most impact and can be the most shocking because there's no further information around it. It's just sort of a statement of what this is, and it could be some sort of forbidden relationship or a really disgusting habit that someone's I shouldn't say disgusting, I shouldn't judge it, but a habit that they've concealed for their entire lives. And then but there was definitely a period where Sancia and I, and it was probably because there were still lockdowns in Victoria, there was a period that we were only receiving really deep, introspective, sort of to a degree, depressing sort of stories of grief or hardship or people really struggling to find a way through. And we like to think that in giving people an opportunity to be able to talk about these things, it actually help them in some way. And some of the feedback from people was that, having the opportunity to just talk to someone about this and get it off their chest was really cathartic for them. And for some people, it was talking about grief, and for other people, it was talking about maybe something that they had stolen or the way they used to behave in a previous relationship, and they don't behave that way anymore, but they're not allowed to talk about that now. And then there's some really funny ones, some really lighthearted and brilliantly worded and secrets that bring a lot of levity to the show. That you just sort of go, this is is this the same show? Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's got to do with just some of the little funny moments in life that you go, no one was actually ever around to see that or witness that, and now I've given this the breath of life, and now people know I did this. Yeah, it's been like a funny little confessional experience.
Yeah. Sancia, you've had a really, really distinguished career in both theatre, television and film, and you've probably know a lot of the actors that you're working with, but how did you decide which actors that you wanted to have part of Secrets?
All of these actors have really big ranges, but they just have incredible likability. Like, knowing that some of the secrets might be hard to hear or storylines that people might possibly judge, they had to have that access to heart. And I feel like you come away really caring about everybody, and that exists because of the artist. And it's not necessary to be an actor to have likability at all. In fact, people that make huge careers out of not being likable. But for this realm, I guess for me, and also Ben chose Zach is a young Indigenous artist, and Nick and I worked together to, I asked Nick because he's really likable, and Yana is an incredible. She's a young artist that there's a love connection, and I guess I cast a lot like that. In my casting, I cast people that you care about, not necessarily that you're impressed by.
Definitely. Now, Nick, tell us a little bit about Ben as well as director. How did Ben become involved with the project, and what's he like to work with as a director?
Yeah, so Ben was onboarded a couple of months ago now, and we've been in discussion with him for that time too. And I think he'd been on Sancia's radar for a little while. worked together previously with Ben?
I know, I've known him for many years. We both went to NIDA together.
Yeah. So, there's a pretty long-standing relationship there. But, Ben's been magnificently warm and lovable and holds the space for all of us, because not only is he working with a very diverse cast, but also very diverse characters, and a large number of them as well. So his capacity to be able to bring us a space that's supportive and explorative and encouraging of taking, I guess in the acting world we talk about bold choices and risks and, being true to the character and truthful to the text, as well as allowing a great degree of play that sort of gives us these opportunities to try really, really bizarre and interesting things to think about and to work with, which is so important because we really haven't had that many rehearsals together as a group. That only started, last week, earlier this week. And before that, we'd all been Zooming, doing rehearsals over Zoom. It was with great relief and satisfaction after our first rehearsal together that we were offered such a loving and warm reception by him. So I think he's gonna produce some really good results out of us.
Definitely. Now, for all of our listeners out there, Secrets is on from the 11th to the 16th of July at the Butterfly Club, and all of the details for how you can get tickets will be up on our website. And if you're listening to the podcast, it'll be directly beneath where you found the podcast. Sancia, Nick, I guess to finish off, what would you like to say to people out there who are thinking about heading along to see the show?
For me, it's just a really human show. I think you see humans up there and all their vulnerability. I think you come away going, God, why do we hide so much from each other? Like, we're crazy. We're all so alike. We're all so vulnerable. And we worry about things that we shouldn't worry about, and they can wreck our lives. So I think people come away going, people are amazing and they're hilarious, and we should connect more rather than separate.
Yeah, absolutely. And to tack on to that, we hope that the audience come away going, yeah, we are so similar, and as people, we're bigger than the shame that our secrets have. And after a couple of years of isolation, I think it would be a really nice show for people to look at or to come to and go, yeah, no, I feel a bit more connected with people than I did beforehand.
Yep. Well, I definitely cannot wait to be able to head along and check out the show. And again, for our listeners, Secrets runs from the 11th to the 16th of July at the Butterfly Club. Nick, Sancia, thank you so much for taking the time to come on our show today. It's been an absolute pleasure having you both on the show, and I can't wait to check it out.
Thanks.